definitely down.
And you ain't even seen this. This is something I've been binging in my binges. So, can you be the tech guy?
I ain't.
Or you have other things to say, or
no, nope, nothing else to say.
So I only want to watch this to like halfway or something. We don't have to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
Even if the policies are correct.
Even look, he came in hard.
He really did come in hard. He really did come in
Because
hard.
we're about to play you this shit, and then you're gonna hear our experience of being in a school. And we're not gonna shout out our school, and we're not gonna do all that, but we're gonna give you an insight. All right, can you pause the music, babe?
Yeah, I can pause the music.
Yeah. All right. Dr. So-and-so, indisputable, YouTube, boop-de-boop. Okay, go ahead.
And the mandates are proper. There are still parents who are irresponsible as hell. Let me highlight a particular parent. There's a student who tested positive for COVID. The parent tested positive as well. First day of school, this parent decides, hey, it's a good idea for me to still send my child to school to infect every other student in that school system. More than 80 students were potentially exposed to COVID-19 on the first day of class in Reno, Nevada. On Monday, after a parent sent their child to Marcy Hers Middle School, despite both the parent and child receiving a positive COVID-19 test just 2 days earlier. Washoe County Health District officials said the exposed students had to quarantine at home and started distance learning on Tuesday. The county school district mentioned this as well. This is a huge school campus, by the way. Let's show a picture of this school. That's just a portion of it, okay? Huge, all right? In a Tuesday letter sent to parents of impacted students, Principal Brandon Bringhurst said that if their child is fully vaccinated, parents can bring the vaccination card to school and the student can resume in-person classes immediately. Impacted students can also take a COVID-19 test on or after August 14th. And if they test negative and don't have symptoms, they can return to school on August 17th. We are not seeking to invest our limited resources in bringing charges against the parent at this time. That is the official stance of the district at this moment, okay? We are seeking cooperation from our community members, but we have seen black parents in particular be arrested because they decided to sign their child up in a school district they in fact did not live in, and they were incarcerated, charged, and some of them charged with a felony. Okay, kindergarten through 12th grade students, staff, and parents and visitors of this county are required to wear face coverings inside school buildings, regardless of vaccination status per state directive. So what does this say? This says clearly that the policy is proper. The mandate is affixed correctly. This is a good on paper policy. But culture, ladies and gentlemen, will eat policy alive every day. So while you may have the policy dynamic correct, if the cultural expression is still adversarial to the policy, here's what you get. Students who are now at risk like never before. Hospitalizations, including among younger Americans, are climbing, and students younger than 12 are still ineligible for a vaccine. In some states, including good old Texas and Florida, local leaders have found themselves at odds with their governors over school mask mandates. The current COVID-19 positivity rate in this county, Washoe County, was 17%. And the number of cases for children up to 17 years old jumped by roughly 2.6 times between June and July. According to the health district, they expect that number to increase even more. Just days after fall classes started for Florida's Brevard Public Schools, And after the school board voted against a mask requirement, there are more than 470 COVID-19 cases among students and teachers, and roughly 1,060 people quarantined. That's according to the latest information from the district. Of the 473 positive cases, roughly 385 are students. 88 are employees. That's according to the data. Who made this decision to vote against the mask requirement? These dumbasses.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, this is wild, Joe.
These dumbasses. This is the type of he usually reacting black too.
No, he is definitely reacting black, and I mean that these people right here, and that's I think the main issue with school in general. Just real quick, is the people who run the school board and the school district. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, in my experience, they're just not connected to the kids at the school, and the stuff that they do and the stuff that they ask for,
or the teachers,
or the teachers, or the principals, even. You know what I'm saying? And they deal with them. You know, it just is not effective. It's not good. Like, they make decisions that are just so, I mean, for lack of better words, just dumb.
These dumbasses right here. Like, he really said that.
He really did. They're just not good decisions. Like, they're just bad decisions as far as the kids go. You know.
But you could even say that in the school, like principals.
Yeah, of course.
I ran across the principal one time at the school we work at.
Yeah, me too. I never seen a principal.
I barely know anybody except for the people who are on our immediate staff for our immediate job.
Yep, and we ran into some weirdness when we talked to some of the teachers too, but some of them it's cool, I guess.
Weirdness?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It wasn't too weird, but
people we work with directly?
No.
Oh, just people at
indirectly.
The
school. Teachers.
Oh, right. See what I mean?
Teachers.
So these people are not only removed from by what they're doing all day, which is a principal's in an office, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't even see the principal.
No, we don't.
But they're removed from removed.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the issue. And so it's like these policies that they ask to put for the schools to put in, they're not realistic. They're not helpful. You know what I'm saying? They're not connected. Mm-hmm.
Go back a little bit, just to get the words back on the screen. Not those ones.
Which ones?
More. 2.6 times. That's over 200%. More. It's like a paragraph. The second paragraph, I think. Yeah, that one.
This one.
Okay, so let's get into this because obviously this happened in Reno, Nevada. We are in Oakland, California. Okay.
Shout out to the Bay.
So they have something here that reminded me of what we have. Mm-hmm. So what they said here was, if your child is fully vaccinated, even though they're one of the 80 exposed, bring the card and they can come back immediately. And if your people get a negative test within 3 days and don't have symptoms without the shot, they can come back immediately. How first of all, how does this make sense? Mm-hmm. If you can get exposed and have symptoms up to after 10 days, then August 14th to August 17th and you get a negative, that doesn't make sense. That's putting people at risk. Now if you got a COVID vaccine, then don't even worry about it. Even though we know that you can still spread COVID when you have a vaccine. For some reason, people feel emboldened after they get the shot that means walk around, lay it low and spread it wide.
That's facts.
Without a mask. Lay that mask low and spread them nostrils wide.
Yeah, it would be over your coughing people's faces.
When you still can spread it and get it, and you just actually it's probably either it's not going to be as bad, Or it can be undetectable the same way when you don't have the shot. You can get COVID and not have symptoms, but you still spread it. So all of this is dumb, and it reminds me of OUSD because we have this modified quarantine thing. Now, week 2 of our job, we got a list of several people in our class who wasn't supposed to come see us because they're on modified quarantine. Actually, it was people in your group. I only had one kid in my group on that list, which is relevant because I'm about to tell you why. You had people in what? Both of your 2 grades? Because you have 6th, 7th, 8th graders all together anyway.
Yeah.
So out of, we serve 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. There was 3rd grade exposures, 6th grade exposures,
5th grade,
5th grade exposures,
7th grade,
and the 7th, 8th combo.
Yeah.
Exposure.
No, so not 8th grade, just 7th and 4th grade.
No. I didn't have nobody on my list at first.
But then you did, though.
Well, she wasn't. There was one student who wasn't there, but she wasn't actually. I didn't get a list where none of my students was on the actual paper of names emailed. But one of my students just wasn't there every day, and I was like, "Why isn't she here? Like, I really like her, but okay, whatever." Come to find out, and then, so modified quarantine means they were exposed in the daytime. So what they can do is continue to go to regular school, but any extracurricular, they cannot go. So that's any outside of your classroom, regular classroom, outside of regular day school hours. We are in aftercare.
Yeah, so we get to decide. But the school lets the kids stay there at the school.
In the daytime, with the same kids we're still going to see.
Even if they have a positive COVID test. Whether they're vaccinated or not vaccinated.
And why do you think that is before I tell them what happened this week? Why do you think that is?
I know why it is.
Well, why don't you tell the people?
And you know what? I tell the kids too. Because we all got to know. All right?
Why would they do something so ridiculous and asinine and risky and dumb?
Because the school district cares about one thing before anything else. And that's money. All right? They get money for each and every single student who is in a chair every single day. Whether that student can spell, write, read, do math, or not.
Or got COVID
or not.
Been exposed to somebody with COVID or not.
Or not.
With every other person around them.
Exactly. And I heard the governor was trying to take away some of that COVID money. But that's another story. Okay.
So that's actually facts. Like, your attendance impacts your budget.
Yeah.
Period.
So
fast forward, that was after, we're in week 3. So we did week 1. Week 2, we get this information. Week 3, I came in. I got 4th grade. I came in. It is now the day before the modified first group of modified quarantine people are supposed to come back. And I get a new list. What's today? The 25th? So I came in on August 23rd and I got a list. And it said, we forgot to tell you about more than 10 kids in 4th grade that also should have been on modified quarantine since August 14th. Who are coming back, who are not going to be here today because we realized today, but since the modified quarantine 10-day mark is tomorrow, they'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, and they were here
so
yesterday.
You had them all that time, and they wasn't supposed to be there.
Exactly.
So actually, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all exposed.
Facts.
8th grade wasn't. That was the only class. So all of them kids came back. And then when they came back yesterday, I got a new list that said the 2 kids I met on Monday They shifted kids around. I met 2 new kids on Monday, so I had a really small group because so many of my kids were on modified quarantine. But so they switched 2 kids in my class. The next day, those 2 kids are now on modified quarantine. So I saw them one day, and I'm not gonna see them for however long.
Wow. Yeah, we've had a lot of cases, to be honest.
Oh, we ain't keeping time, by the way.
I think it's about time to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
But it's just not good, man. It's not good. I'm glad that we're, keeping it safe as we can, but
we got N95 masks.
Exactly. The school needs to do better, bro.
And fashion masks.
The school has already needed to do better, but the school needs to continue to do better than they doing. And they just, in a lot of ways, are not doing a good job.
No. On paper, like he said, you sound like that's good, but what actually is happening is not good. Some of this shit don't even sound good to me. If this was in a paper that I got, and our baby is not going to preschool.
Yeah, because of this right here.
Because of this type of shit. Even though he was eligible to go to preschool.
Which is a blessing, thank the Lord. But we keeping him at home.
We was like, nah, blood. Especially if parents can't come into school. Like,
yeah,
come
you can't
on.
see nothing, bro.
This is actually insane and crazy.
School, and this is his first time?
That's a no.
Exactly.
Alright, you ready?
Yep. Preschool. Right.
So that was the first thing, right? So we have personal beef. This was just a good, something random that I be looking at, because I be looking at all type of stuff, thing that I had looked at.
Okay.
So this is our beef. Our COVID beef.
Hey.
Finna hit him with that same coffee in that 2020 twin. Cause round here, with that 2020 twin.
I'm on the road. Zoza pistol on patrol. All my homies in control. Palo Santo, burn for my soul. Let's go.